how would a parent identify it? What is a parent most likely to notice about their child? And is there a particular age at which it shows itself?
That's a really helpful question. So you described really nicely before, a child will have intrusive images, ideas or impulses that cause tremendous anxiety for them. And as a result of that, they engage in compulsive, repetitive behaviours. Now, kids at sort of toddler age can engage in some sort of compulsive type behaviour that really isn't problematic. And then those 3- and 4-year-olds, you just need to take a careful, watchful, waiting approach. But as a child gets older, if your child is engaged in repetitive behaviours, particularly if they're causing distress, and they're taking more than an hour a day, that's the sort of time when someone should be asking around and potentially seeking professional help.
Now, Fiona, you've got a question.
Bruce, I was just wondering whether there is a cure, what these kids can do, what you do with them at the Maudsley to try and help them.
I really enjoy working with OCD because it is one of the mental health disorders that is most treatable. So in our service, you know, I work in the only national service for OCD in the UK for children and young people. And when we treat folks who are really quite severe, 70 to 80% of them get better. So we have great evidence-based treatments for OCD. And they are a particular type of talking therapy that's called cognitive behavioural therapy. And in some instances, certain medications are helpful, but they're not used in all cases by any means.
That's a very high recovery rate, 80%.
Oh,
It is, and that's why I think it's so important to have these stories, to be talking about it, so that people don't suffer without going to get treatment that can really make a huge difference.
And where would people go for support initially? Where if parents had concerns, what would be their first port to call?
I think a GP or a practice nurse within schools. There are special needs coordinators who are often really knowledgeable about a range of mental health difficulties. Schools have access to educational psychology, school counsellors. And then there's also really brilliant third sector organisations. There's 2 fantastic charities in the UK, OCD Action and OCD UK, who you can find online, you can telephone up. So there's lots of places where you can start to explore.